If you are hearing these words, know this. It is no accident. This is resonance, a response from the depths. Your soul, weary of the mundane, has awaited this call, this signal. Before we cross the threshold of the Holy of Holies, you must make your choice. Your like is not mere approval. It is a clear declaration of your intent, your first step on the path to awakening. Your subscription is not a formality. It is your entry into the ranks of those who seek truth, who refuse to accept what is imposed upon them. The truth that they so carefully conceal behind a veil of endless news is simpler, and at the same time more horrifying than you can imagine. This is not another conspiracy theory born of fantasy. This is a true conspiracy, aimed against your very consciousness. We inhabit a world skillfully built on lies, an illusory reality where every step we take, every thought we have, every desire, even the most secret, is assigned a specific, manipulative code. We are fed synthetic news, clad in artificial values, and persistently told this world is our only option. Yet deep within, in the most secret core of each of us, flickers an elusive spark of different knowledge, of a different existence. Today, we will touch a mystery whose antiquity surpasses time itself, a mystery whispered through forgotten scrolls for centuries and piercing millennia of silence. This is not just another prophecy, it is a true map. A map leading to a reality hidden from our superficial gaze, yet always subtly present. We speak of a quatrain by Nostradamus, and not one you will find in commonly available collections. This is an excerpt from a lost fragment of Century 11, verse 93. It was discovered among the ruins of an ancient monastery in the Himalayas, a place where, according to legend, a wise hermit named Kashi resided for many years. His scrolls, written in a now forgotten language, were deciphered thanks to a unique method. This method, combining cryptographic subtleties with deep meditative practices, is known as the alchemy of translation. Within these ancient texts lies a striking prophecy. Deep beneath the firmament, where the earth's roots slumber, a realm shall unfurl, where the true light burns. Not a sphere, but a hollow, spun in silence, where a phantom sunbeam will light the way. Cold without, but warmth within, where earthly shadows have found their rest. An age approaches when a fissure will appear, and this will be the trigger leading to the realization of truth. Believe this not as a metaphor, but as a direct, inevitable decree. Those who hold us captive within artificially constructed illusions deliberately warp our perception of the cosmos, our world, and even ourselves. They implant in us images of a cold, lifeless, hostile universe, aiming to sow fear, demean us, render us insignificant in our own eyes, so that we seek salvation from them, the creators of this meticulously crafted matrix. But, as is often the case, truth is paradoxical. Recall ancient myths and legends, Sumerian tales of underworld kingdoms, Egyptian notions of the afterlife, the Norse Midgard and its inseparable connection to other worlds. Gnostic texts like the Apocryphon of John and the Book of Enoch spoke of unexplored depths, of realities beyond our ordinary perception, and of creators present not just out there, but here within us. And these are not mere fabrications. Our world is far from a monolithic, unchanging reality. It is an astonishing, multi-layered structure shrouded in mystery. Researchers whose curiosity pushes beyond accepted boundaries, speak of seismic activity and gravitational anomalies so strange they shatter the foundations of conventional scientific models. Among other things, there are reports of inexplicable magnetic fields seemingly emanating from the planet's very core, and of vibrations bearing no relation to ordinary tectonic shifts. An Italian scientist, Professor Antonio Megrelli, as far back as 1988, in his classified study titled Geomagnetic Resonance Map, proposed a bold hypothesis about the existence of internal energy fields. These fields, he believed, could sustain life even in conditions that appeared utterly inhospitable. He spoke of a certain inner sun, of a colossal cavity, which, contrary to expectations, was not cold but literally filled with life-giving energy. These remarkable findings remarkably echo revelations found within the Forbidden Codex of Earth. This ancient artifact, unearthed in remote Tibet, is said to have been penned by followers of Agartha, the legendary subterranean kingdom. It describes a great cavity inhabited by beings whose civilization predates ours by many millennia. According to the Codex, they have long observed us, our endless wars, our ignorance, yet choose not to intervene. For in their view, we must walk our own path, make our own conscious choices. And without question, Nostradamus himself felt this, saw far beyond anyone else. He saw how our familiar world, this seemingly unshakable shell we so stubbornly deem the sole reality, is in truth merely a thin, deceptive facade. Somewhere deep beneath the very firmament, where the eternal roots of the earth lie dormant, unfolds a world filled with true, unearthly light. And this true light is nothing other than energy, pulsating consciousness, not a distant astronomical phenomenon. It is not the sphere we know, but rather a bottomless cavity. An unknown force spins it in silent stillness, and only a spectral beam from an unknown sun illuminates the path within its depths. Thus is described an inner world, one that revolves around its own unique source of light, utterly unlike our familiar sun. Imagine a boundless cave, so colossal it feels like a world unto itself, within which blazes a source of energy that fuels and sustains all life. Cold outside but warm inside, this is the key to understanding. Our external world, the one that holds us captive, is cold, soulless, and mechanistic. It's a world built on foundations of fear, control, and primitive materialism. But within, beneath this icy crust, lies true warmth. The warmth of our true nature, the warmth of our soul, the warmth of that transcendent reality that patiently awaits us. It is there where earthly shadows have found their slumber. By these shadows, we mean ourselves, those who exist in a state of dormancy, who perceive only a pale reflection of the true world. We, like prisoners in Plato's ancient cave, exist in a realm of shadows, content with deceptive glimmers. An age will dawn when the fissure will reveal itself and pull you down to know the truth. This is a prophecy, speaking of a tear in the very fabric of illusion. It is not about the tectonic shifts of the Earth's crust, but about a sudden, profound transformation of our consciousness. It will be a moment when the thin veil separating us from what lies beyond will wear to a thread, and denying the obvious will simply become impossible. And then we will be pulled down, not into an abyss of oblivion, but towards the very essence of things, towards that reality which has always existed alongside us, yet remained hidden from our blind eyes. Remember that inexplicable unease that sometimes grips you at 3 a.m. That peculiar sense of detachment when your gaze drifts over unfamiliar faces on the street as if they are part of a distant, inaccessible world. It is not sadness, nor despair. It is something far deeper. It is as if your soul is suffocating, trapped within the cage of this mechanistic, artificial reality they call the Matrix. It is the response of your true essence, acutely sensing the falsehood and the tension emanating from it, reaching with its entire being towards the authentic, towards the real. These are the echoes of that inner secret world, desperately trying to break through the thick layers of accumulated lies. But imagine for a moment, what if all those terrifying monsters we are warned about, endless wars, devastating crises, global pandemics, are merely shadows, dancing bizarrely upon the wall of a conceptual cave? What if the true, ultimate tyrant, instilling fear and sowing chaos, is looking directly at you from your own reflection in the mirror? And what if the main, insurmountable prison we find ourselves in is not at all solid walls and bars, but our own so limited consciousness, as if programmed by those behind the scenes for constant fear and blind subservience? All of this is merely a manifestation of that very large-scale, great inversion. The universe does not punish humanity. It mercilessly burns out the poison that corrodes us from within. The poison of fear, shrouded in ignorance and mindless materialism. This so-called pandemic, this crisis, this pervasive chaos, these are merely harbingers of a grand purification. Think of it as the most complex cosmetic surgery performed by reality itself, designed to restore our true essence. The glass crown, that precious fragile shell we so carefully protect, our pride, our inflated ego, our illusion of complete control, it is inevitably cracking at the seams. The metallic veins of the system, that soulless, merciless machine which has governed us for centuries, is now rapidly wearing down. Prophets, peering through the veil of time, saw not just a single solitary person. They saw an entire army of awakened souls carrying the light. They saw you. You are not merely a passive participant in prophecy. You are its living embodiment. What might have initially seemed a dark omen of coming change in reality is nothing more than a guide to awakening. An awakening of your innermost light, your extraordinary power, your true essence. Every time doubt overtakes you, every time chilling fear tries to seize you, remember this: you are a child of light, temporarily clad in a spectral, deceptive shell. Your true strength resides not in capricious external circumstances, but within you, hidden deep. And what you have long perceived as your own vulnerability is, in truth, the unbreakable thread that binds you to this inner, inexhaustible source. Now that your eyes have finally opened, returning to your former inaction will be impossible. Your affirmative response is a brilliant flash, like a beacon, illuminating the vast expanses of the virtual network. And the act of sharing becomes a seed, which you tenderly sow into the fertile soil of minds not yet awakened. Your subscription, however, is a silent but firm vow, confirming your readiness for new achievements. If you are ready to delve deeper, our inner circle will become your operational base. Your support through the Super Thanks feature is the very energy that fuels our shared flame in this arduous battle against the encroaching darkness. Until our next meeting, remain aware, stay connected, and never cease to ask questions. This